Diary of a Single Father. Every second weekend, I pick up my daughter Sophie from kindergarten. I'm amazed at how much she has learnt and how much she has grown. It's almost as if she has become a different person by the way she speaks and acts. Her mannerisms have even changed. Sophie's conversing skills are constantly developing. I know there are many learning theories that have developed over generations, from Locke's theory that children's minds are a blank slate waiting to be filled with knowledge, to Vygotsky's theory of the zone of proximal development, to Piaget's theories of stages, even to Skinner's theory of behaviourism. I know this as I am currently studying a Bachelor of Education in order to one day become a primary school teacher in my own right. When I was Sophie, I liked to spend as much quality time with her as possible. We go out and feed the ducks at the local lake, play with dominoes, cook up yummy food and just enjoy each other's company. Whether it be playing or cooking, I know she is learning every day. She is learning things from every activity. Learning is an ambiguous term with different meanings for different people. Learning to me means growing and adapting to life through different experience, whether it be discovering on your own or with the help of other people. Some say that you only learn in schools. Others say beginning learning pretty much as soon as you are born. From that day on, you are learning every day for the rest of your life, from birth through to adulthood. This would explain why every time I see Sophie, she is smarter and has a better sense of what's going on in her world. She is constantly asking questions with a thirst for learning. Through the many activities mentioned earlier that Sophie and I take part in, I cannot help but put my learning into practice. I relate these activities and Sophie's learning and growth to learning theories. It's hard to imagine that there can only be one theory to rule them all, as the saying goes from Lord of the Rings, one ring to rule them all. I believe that a combination of learning theories is more beneficial than only one. Learning occurs through complex interactions with others and via various environmental stimuli and activities. Whilst at the playground with Sophie, I watch her play with the other kids, engaging and learning off the other and older, more experienced kids. A year ago, Sophie was not able to push herself on the swings, but after watching the more experienced children use the swings and asking them how they use it, she in turn learns and imitates their movements. This reminds me of Vygotsky's learning theory of the zone of proximal development, in the way that a child learns from watching and being taught by someone with more experience than them on a task that is at a stage beyond their current capabilities. The child then pushes him or herself to learn that skill and thus becomes competent in it. Sophie, being a child of 4.5 years, can be a handful at times. I try to maintain her home environment in a controlled environment that reinforces and rewards good behaviour. I know that she loves chocolate and biscuits. What 4-year-old doesn't? So I keep them put away in a cupboard and not lying around. I know that if she sees them, she will want them all the time and would not want her to eat her salad for lunch. I use a system that rewards her for eating her salad by giving her some chocolate or a biscuit as a reward for eating all her healthy lunch. This scenario makes me think of another learning theory being Skinner's theory of behaviourism. Although Skinner's work was mainly used on animals, he believed that by controlling the environment of the animal or person, one would be able to train it all the bad behaviours and eventually end up with a stand-up citizen or a better person at the end of the process. I remember when Sophie was in her early stages, I would play peekaboo with her. This was her favourite game. I would always get a reaction out of her. The wonder and amazement of me disappearing then reappearing would always amaze her. Sophie has now well and truly grown out of this phase. She is now able to recognise that just because she is not able to see things does not mean that they are not there. This stirs up thoughts regarding another famous theorist that believed in stages of the development. This theorist is Piaget. Piaget believed in 4 stages of learning. As Sophie has grown older, I can see that she is now nearly ready through the second stage of Piaget's theory, being the concrete operational stage. Sophie is aware of situations and is now able to hold conversations. When I return my Sophie home at the end of the weekend, I look forward to the next fortnight where I will get to spend more quality time with her and see how much more she has learnt and grown since the last time I saw her. The end.